Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Anderson Silva to defeat Rio Chonan. And I'm here to talk about Rinya Nakamura versus Fernie Garcia. Rinya is 7-0 as a pro, 28 years old, and he has 1 inch of reach over 31-year-old Fernie, who is the same height and 10-3 as a pro. Rinya, look, the sky's the limit with this kid. He's a guy, 28 years old. He's got serious knockout power and incredible top shelf wrestling to back it up. With national champion type wrestling. I don't know his fucking credentials, but he looks incredible. And we've seen him in one UFC fight against Toshiomi Kazama, who's fighting earlier in the night here, and he steamrolled him. It's one of his 5 knockouts and his 7 victories, and just about all those are knockouts. And just about all of them come with his hands. He head kicked one guy, but he's really fucking powerful. Definitely on Cejudo's track. You know, even though Cejudo didn't come out of the gate being such a knockout artist, but he developed his striking over time, whereas Nakamura definitely has raw power. And he's not some shit striker either. He's a good striker on the outside. I want to see him engage in a longer fight. He's only been the distance once, and it was to this really solid Brazilian veteran, Alejandro Caetano. And the guy has never been knocked out, plenty of fights, 25, 30 fights, whatever he's got, and a pretty record, and Rinya Nakamura beat him up. Was striking with him generally for the first half of the fight, and then wrestling down the stretch. Never ran out of energy. Busting him up, managing his distance well. Showed he could get tagged, though, when he didn't manage his distance so well. And he was cut up a little bit and whatever. And there was some adversity there, but not a lot generally. And especially down the stretch. It was like he got bored and wanted to wrestle. And he's just, he's a dominant fighter. This guy, the sky's the limit with him. He's very fucking dangerous. Got one submission over this guy, Gugun or something, I don't know, Guzman maybe. He was on the road to UFC, his first fight there. He fought 2 fights on the road to UFC thing or whatever to get into the UFC. And he got 1 knockout and 1 Americana, which is the Mark Kerr fucking dominant wrestler submission. So the sky's the limit with him. But Fernie Garcia, he's a guy that I think will test Rinya Nakamura. He's very durable himself, 10-3 record. All 3 losses come by decision. We've seen 2 of them in the UFC to Brady Hiestand in his last one and Journey Newsom. Well, those are his only 2 UFC fights. And he also lost before that to this guy Cody Freeman in the LFA. In all 3 fights, I don't want to say like he faded or whatever, but he definitely had his strongest round in round 1. He's no stranger to winning decisions, though. He's got 10 victories, 6 of them via decision. So, altogether, he's got 13 fights, and 9 of them have gone the full 15 minutes. So, he's definitely got a lot of cage time, as they say, and he's very comfortable fighting hard for 15 minutes. Against Brady Hiestand, he just, once that became a grappling battle, at that point, he was in a lot of trouble, but he impressed me by surviving. He was knocked out once, I should say, as an amateur, but it was in his amateur debut, and it was over a decade ago. He definitely didn't know how to fight, and whatever the fuck. I tried to see it. I wasn't able to see it. There's a chance it happened against John Dodson's brother. I don't know if he has a brother or not, but it was this guy Eric Johnson in Albuquerque at some Jackson Wink event. But nevertheless, I haven't seen it, and from what I have seen, Fernie Garcia seems like a durable fighter. Where if I didn't know that he was knocked out, I would assume he'll never be knocked out because he's shown he could take it. And he could take it on the ground as well, as he showed against Brady. But yeah, he's definitely a guy that I think he can test Rinya Nakamura in a lot of ways, but unless Rinya totally collapses and has shit cardio and falls apart in round 3, Fernie Garcia probably shouldn't have much of a chance here. Because Fernie's just not that deadly. If he had that, deadly power, then when he had any moment, he could really take over the fight, if not end it in a punch. But he's got one TKO victory in his 10 wins. It comes over the best opponent he's beaten, Joshua Weems, who I think is in the UFC still, maybe not. But nevertheless, that's pretty cool for that to be your one KO. That was on the Contender Series. But the rest of them are all submissions or decisions. Fernie, he's had some decisions against some guys with some dicey records, real regional guys. But Fernie still fought hard in those fights. And, the one against the guy, Ryan, whatever it is, I thought Fernie definitely won it. But he's just not a dominant fighter. He allows his opponents into any fight, really. And you can count on there not being too many big moments, really, in either direction. But here in this one, there might be, because Rinya Nakamura is so fucking dangerous. But I still think Fernie Garcia will hang tough. I don't think he's going to go down in round one like a lot of people expect him to, and like the odds would indicate. But I still don't see... I guess there's value on him. I do see value on betting on Fernie Garcia, but I'm not going to do it. I'm picking Rinya Nakamura to win. Again, in that one decision, I've seen him fight. He fought pretty damn hard. Very impressive fighter for such a young, really inexperienced fighter. He's very impressive. And Fernie Garcia, despite having twice the experience almost, he doesn't have a lot of high-level experience himself. And, he's not my pick to be the guy to take out Rinya Nakamura. I think if he was a little more dangerous, I'd be more confident because I think the traits I do trust him to have would create opportunities for him. But he's just not that dangerous, where I don't think he's going to be the guy to make shit happen. So Rinya Nakamura is the pick. I guess I'll go with him winning by decision. I think a decision would be most likely, but could go either way. He's a dangerous guy, so fucking dangerous where, I couldn't trust betting on him to win by decision anyway. But that's the pick. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.